And yet, there's even a greater challenge than tragedy. This may sound odd, but it's a central theme of the Rebbe's. And that challenge is the challenge of comfort zones. When things are easy. When we are not challenged by enemies from without, but we're challenged to find the passion from within. When we're comfortable, what happens is we become apathetic. What do they say about the difference? A guy asks his friend, what's the difference between apathy and ignorance? And he says, I don't know, and I don't care. That's apathy. It's the kiss of death. It's indifference. And in 1950, despite all the challenges of the wars that were fought before that, began an age of prosperity. Look in retrospect. What came? Prosperity, financial, technology, medicine. And in contrast to his predecessors, who all had to fight real enemies, real anti-Semitism in every form and fashion, whether it was in Tsarist Russia or the Soviet Union or the Nazis. The Rebbe had to deal with a whole different problem, and that is the apathy. People are comfortable. And when you're comfortable, you procrastinate, there's always tomorrow. And hearing the song, it evoked so many powerful memories of sitting and listening to the Rebbe, who single-handedly refused to succumb to the comforts of and the apathy of this modern world. And that's a difficult thing to do. You know, when you're in a, God forbid, concentration camp, so you're very clear why you're praying to God, and you can't wait till Mashiach comes because you're in this God-forsaken hell. But when things are nice and you can sleep peacefully, what drives you then? And here's a man, single-handedly, refused to accept that comfort. Nobody accepted the blessings. We thank God all the time for our blessings. But went to war and would not allow his own students one moment to be able to even enjoy their successes. Immediately. You told the Rebbe you built an institution. When is the next one going up? Someone came to the Rebbe and offered and said to him, I'm giving $1 for every Jew in the world, $14.5 million. The Rebbe said, it's already been spent. When is the next installment? This was not, God forbid, due to lack of gratitude. It was this driving force that we have a finish line to reach. So let's talk about the vision. What is this vision? How can we, simple people like us, internalize, in very relevant, personal, practical terms, what is the vision of the Rebbe for me, for you? So I read a letter, an interesting letter, which captures the Rebbe's inimitable style. Of all people, the letter is written to, you know whom? Someone who owns a laundromat. A laundromat. And the Rebbe says in the letter that everything is divine providence. Whatever you do in this world, even whether it's the biggest things or even simple mundane things, has lessons, divine lessons in our personal service. So what's the lesson of laundry? Whether it's a dry cleaners or a laundromat, I think it was a dry cleaners actually, but same idea. And the Rebbe said the following: you buy a new garment, you wear it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. After a while, it gets soiled, it gets wrinkled, and at some point, you can't use it anymore if you're going to be somewhat of a mensch and try to dress normally. So you think you have to throw out these garments and buy a new set of garments. No. Someone innovated at some point the idea of cleaners. You take the garment to a cleaners. What do? They take the garment, they immerse it into water, not just plain cold water, warm water. You mix certain chemicals that get rid of the stains and the soils and so on. You take it out, put it under a heavy press, and there you go, voila. You have a garment like fresh, like new, and you can repeat this process many times. What's the lesson in our lives? The lesson, the Rebbe says, is quoting a morning prayer that we all say, neshama shenasata bi tahirihi. The soul you have given me, God, is pure, like a fresh, pure new garment. Okay, every child, every one of us, when we emerge into this world, we're pure, innocent souls. Where do we learn to be deceptive or duplicitous or to lie and so on? We learn it from the adults around us. But every child is the purest of the pure. But then life takes over. And we get soiled, and we get wrinkled, and we get disappointments, and things don't always go the way we planned. And at some point, you say, I'm a broken spirit. I'm damaged goods, some people would call it. And that's that, says the Rebbe. No. The dry cleaners teaches us that this soul, no matter what kind of trials and tribulations it experienced, this soul should immerse it into water. What is water? Torah, knowledge. Ein mayim ela Torah, knowledge. Refresh it with dynamic and stimulating divine ideas. Not just plain water, not cold water, but warm, passion, heartfelt. In Yiddish, Warmkeit. Empathy. Then mix different chemicals, that's different mitzvahs. It may be Shabbat, it may be tefillin, it may be mezuzah. Chemicals get rid of soils and stains and other things like that. And then take it out and put it under a heavy press. What is that? Kabbalah's all. Accepting a higher authority. That's pressure, that you're accountable not only to yourself, but to something greater than you are. That puts pressure on you, good pressure. And you have yourself a fresh soul, and you could repeat this process many times in life.